But all of you need to know that the mace is a weapon originally. We use it to exercise, we use it to get strong and get tougher than our opponents, even if we don't use it when we grapple with our opponents, but we grapple with problems in our daily lives, okay? And the strength that the mace will give you will help you overpower them. But do you know why a mace was made? Do you know why? Because people started wearing armor. People used to fight with swords, and when they fight with swords, originally, it wasn't one-on-one. It was usually 50 on 50. And if you had a sword, you could kill a guy really quick with one shot. And what usually happened was the sword would come and go through here and it would end in his spine. No problem. You just do it like this and pull it out and you go on to your next guy. But if you're not really strong in that 1 second, when you're trying to pull it out, his friend got it. So people got this idea, we're going to lift heavier than swords, which generally weigh about a pound, and we're going to be able to be so strong we can go to this guy and do a nice spin and do this guy. So that's why all this stuff started. And the mace started because armor started getting thicker. And the dagger wouldn't do it. And even a long club wouldn't do it. A big mace would. So that's how the mace, actually a history lesson for the mace, okay? And then people started doing the clubs, the little wooden clubs, and they do all sorts of pretty things. There's actually a romantic attachment to clubs. A lot of people, and I know online, a lot of people are really serious about their clubs, and they do things, and they say they have to be certain ways. And I just did it for the strength, okay? I'm sworn in the front, I'm not, I just want the strength. When I bought the mace, Melody wasn't making maces when I found out about it. The first mace I bought was this one right here, which is the only reason, for sentimental reasons, that Melody lets me use it. Okay? Otherwise, everything else I have is made by Dave Chedrick. And there's a nice warm-up in and of itself. It's an exercise I'd like to teach you. I call it the hand-to-hand toss. There's 2 specific ways that you do it. I do it one way, and Melody came up with another way. Now, she usually corrects everything I do anyway, okay? So if you watch me...
I don't correct it, I just make it better.
She makes it better, okay. This is a hand-to-hand toss, and it's going to be more than just tossing sandbag from hand to hand. It's going to teach your body tight, loose, tight, control, let go, and control is what you want, not just strength, but strength with control. Okay? So you take the mace, it's like a grab, you bend down a little bit so that when you grab it, it's off the ground. You're going to swing it up with the mace. Let the head of the mace stop at your hand. Very good. Now see if we can just let it down. Don't let it hit your ground. Don't let it hit your foot. Tight, loose, tight, loose, tight. Who doesn't feel comfortable with this? Because you're halfway done. Okay? You're going to bring it up and just toss it over. Not high. In fact, if you don't feel comfortable tossing it, pass it from hand to hand. I don't recommend training indoors in your house or your apartment or condo with a mace generally, but I've done it, and this is a good warm-up. You can actually stand in front of the television. I want more from my exercise than just to get strong. Just to get the knowledge. I want to learn, I want my body to learn things. Tight, loose, tight, total control. You're picking up a bag of groceries and you miss it, you want to grab it. Okay? You'll find that with all of these training I do, I don't count repetitions. Doesn't matter. Count time. Something like this, do it for 60 seconds on. 4 minutes. 10 minutes. Count 60 seconds on, the rest 60 seconds. If you can do that for 10 or 20 times, that's a 30-minute workout. With one exercise, you'll find you'll feel it in your upper back. If it gets too easy, go 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Play with the numbers, don't play with the weight so much. There is, coming from a weightlifting mentality, most people feel that all you can do is add more weight or add more repetitions, but there's so much more. You can decrease your rest period. And with the base, there's two ways to add resistance. You can add load, like the big one there, you can add load, or you can add length, torque. And I would recommend for most of you to experiment with torque. Try to get as long a waist as you can. Eventually it won't be too long. You can always choke that one. Okay? So let's do a few more of these. Everybody's upper back exercise.
Yeah, if you're like a long leg supermodel, you need long waist. Alright, actually, if you need longer waist, the gray one is the longer one.
Give me that one.
6 months. Yeah, that one's longer. So that can pull that waist back and keep it. So it's pretty good. When you're back up, look at that 8 times on that side. And then we'll switch your feet to go to the other side. So try to keep your legs straight while you do this one. So this isn't the same as a kettlebell windmill. You don't have to bend your knee on this one. This is more yoga, triangle pose type thing. Not that I'm yogi, but
Weighs 10 pounds, it weighs 10 pounds. But life isn't balanced, and life isn't precision. Okay, so I want you to experiment with different types of lifting. One of them, if you like curls, or if you don't, again, everything I do, it has to teach me something. It has to give me more than just a dominant strength. I'm not satisfied with just that. I want to be better for having done it, even if I can't use as much weight as you can. And if you like curling, this is the best curl you'll ever know. I call it a ballistic curl. So we'll start like this.
I'm good.
Can someone stand on that base, please?
nice. Use that one. The one in the back there.
I got that one. This is like something like this. It's actually how it says. Sunny jumps. Once you get close to him.
Yeah, if it's too easy, feel free. That one's not too easy.
What was that?
With this one, you can also experiment taking your hand, like, further down the end of the grab it a little, because it'll change how it feels to you. See that? So usually with this one, the further away from the head.
Control the abs.
When you watch the movie, he does this in a bucket of water.
Okay.
Experiment with the way you live. Okay, not everything has to be precision.
So this is another one where I do it a little differently. Now stop making a sound, it's not easy.
Everybody. And if your arm was getting tired, I sometimes have my students do is do one arm every time they come up, time to switch. Alternate it. And you go straight through.
And you know, there's variations on all this stuff.
Get back up with 90% of the population my age, 55 and over, does it. I'm going to be 56 in a few weeks, and I'll be the strongest guy in the folks home. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. We look at age differently, don't we? As trainers, We look at it, we're proud of our age, aren't we? Hollywood will tell you that at 35, you're shot. No, we don't buy that. Okay? We want to stay out of the graveyard for as long as we can. And one of the ways to do it is to raise your heart rate. One of the best ways to raise your heart rate with the mace is called the grave digger. So we're going to all dig a grave right now. And the way I like to teach the grave digger is slightly different from Melody's. As most things I just like to teach from Melody's. And Melody will tell you that her way is going to improve, but let's start with my way and then let her clean up everything, okay? Okay, so you put one hand at the very end of the mace. And then one hand in the middle. If your left hand is in the middle, your left foot should be in front. Your right foot slightly backwards. Does it look like I'm taking a grave? That's what we want to do. Don't hit the ground, come up to where the left hand is now straight overhead.
Don't knock the wall down.
Go back down farther to the ground, go all the way like this. Activate your hips and throw it up. Again, I'm not going to count how many times I do it. I do it till I feel like I'm pretty tired. And then the seconds is over. All you do is switch the positions of your hands and feet. Right foot in the middle of the mace. Right hand in the middle of the mace, right foot forward. Left hand at the end of the mace, left hand back. Clay, put your left hand in the middle. No, your other left. There you go. Belly's on there. There you go. Okay, Michelle. Put those down. Both knees down. Rik Brown with a big shovel of dirt and rocks, and maybe a cold nut or two. Take this finger, the index finger, and bend it down right there. Where it touches on your hand, that's where, if you do a lot of base work, you're going to count this. Right there. Okay? My hands are really messed up. Because I do kettlebell clubs and all sorts of things like that, right there. Where it touches. Right there. And those of us who have kettlebells, we know where the kettlebell callus is. This is the mace callus. Ladies don't like calluses.
I love calluses.
Yeah. And if you're going to get a blister, generally, your workouts with a mace won't last long enough to give you blisters, but I love the mace. And right there on your thumb, okay? If you do a lot of 360s, we won't do a lot today. We're going to do it until we're tired of them, but 360 will get you going, okay? So we're going to do a 1-minute set of the grave digger. I would like, whether you're left or right-handed, I would like all of us to start with our right hand in the back and left hand in the middle. And at 30 seconds, you're going to let us know start, but she's going to let us know 30 seconds. At 30 seconds, as smoothly as you can, switch positions of hands and feet, okay? If it's going to be a problem, stop, rethink, and do what you have to do. We don't want anyone getting hurt. We're all professionals here. Are you trying to do it? What do you want?
That's not me. Let me like an ADHD.
No, you should stay on the end of that. Okay, you all ready? Not too close to anybody or a wall or a pen or a clock.
If anybody wants something heavier, like you want to use Rik's mace right
Yeah, you
now?
want to use this and maybe, I'll try it with Tofers. Anyone want to try this one? I'll try Tofers.
I'll take it first.
I'll take me up.
Ready?
So we start with our left hand in the middle, not towards the front, in the middle. If you do it with your left hand here, it's making it less effective, okay?
All right. And mark this up.
Oh,
Up over one shoulder. Yeah, both arms on one side, that's it.
Good, Blaine. Good.
Both arms on one side, every side. There you go. There you go. All the way up, it's like, so when you come up, all the way up, it's like, yeah, there it is.
Hold on.
Feels good, huh?
It's all about rebounding out of that back. Quick hand transfer.
Most people never try, I gotta say, I'm really impressed. We do a lot of these, and nobody picks up the big one. Very few people. I knew we were stepping up our game coming to Salinas. Okay, you guys represented. Nobody.
He just got back from Mexico, just recharged. Yeah, he got to recover.
There's a lot of different types of resistance. There's positive resistance, there's negative resistance, and there's static resistance. And you can mix static resistance with movement. Okay? And this next movement is something that we'll do that. We'll do a static hold, and we will move the hold. Kind of like the grave digger, but we're going to have our hands close together. Okay? Now when you have your hands close together, everything's fine when you're lifting it like this. But once that weight's overhead, one hand has to push and one hand has to pull. That's the only way you're going to make it work. Okay? So obviously if you're going to do this for a length of time, we'll switch it. But I call this the standing pullover. You want to be rooted very strongly with your heels digging into the ground. Push it away and slowly inhale. And if you want, but that adds a different dimension. You've lost your static hold here. And I'm only interested in the static hold right now. This is a static hold. Let's all give it a try. Slowly, slowly. Your hands on feet, just like him, just like that. Notice how much he has. When I did it, I was going halfway. He's going to be like Jim, these guys. Testosterone filled kids. Very good, Michelle. Always under complete control. Yeah, grasp the toes. Put a big weight right there.
First of all.
I got stuff in my refrigerator over the years. Look at that, now that's good, look at that. Look at that. This is his support, this one's pulling.
Try to keep that belly button real still as you get that over your head. Lock that belly button down, brace the stomach. Anybody feel that their abs are getting behind their head?
Think about that right arm, that right hand going to the ceiling, just pulling it out.
I know one arm's the word pull. Pretty much right as your biceps get next to your ears.
Yeah.
Usually where you want to start dropping that.
And with that one, you want your hands close together. So if you need to choke up more to make it a little easier, you can do that, but I would have your hands close together.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so try choking up a little and just put your
Even with the non-weighted mace, some of you might get like a pretty good twitch out of your arm there.
Let's stop here.
And then don't forget to switch your hands, or else you'll be walking around in circles all day.
Mucho novelas. Sí, novelas y noticias.
So you have every ounce of pressure here on the way back and forth.
Okay, this guy looks like a statue, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, yeah, for sure. It was pressure by adjusting your
This guy
hand.
looks like a statue.
Just going in the left.
You what?
Going in the left. Small on your stomach.
Wow, good pictures of this guy.
We tend not to look at one. Because we'll get mad.
Yeah. Okay, where's I want you guys to know that the standing pullover challenge, you do get with hands. Sorry. I took red and other shiny hands. I'm at that age where the only thing growing faster than my bald spot is my stomach, you know. It's not good. But again, don't worry about what you can't do anything about, right? You can't do it. Don't worry about it. Worry about what you can do something with. I can get strong. I can stay strong. I can keep my mobility. And that's what I want all of you guys to do. All of you guys have got to do. America is in a war with weakness and obesity, and all of you are lieutenants in that war. And you are training other lieutenants. And the standing pullover can be done in another way. I would like you to experiment with the load to the side. You'll find in this position, that's when you most have to dig your feet into the ground. See, where Salinas, everybody's this much.
Mucho blanco, pero habla español muy bueno.
So when you're doing this one, you always go towards the ball of the mix.
Look at that.
It's more about going towards the ball and keeping everything straight. So you don't want to twist, and you want your hands to be away from the ball of the mix. So you want, like, the more away from the ball of the mix you go, the harder it's going to be.
Rick, can you put your hands a little closer together? What you're doing is great for mobility. I want to load the muscles. Okay.
See, for me, my weakness is double overhead stuff.
Okay.
My shoulders open. So it's hard for me to.
Also called Saxon side bend.
Right. This side's easier, but flipped around is really hard in my direction.
Well, obviously, if it hurts, don't do it.
Right.
And also try to keep your head in the middle of your arm.
But if worse comes to worse,
So
you
really to kind of get this going.
Now, obviously, if you're tall and if your feet are narrow, you're going to have a hard problem with this. Okay. Eric, Melody, and myself are from Southern California. We are all diehard Los Angeles Laker fans.
I'm from New York. From New York.
Nick, you just fired your coach. Okay. A couple of years ago, we were all Laker fans. We're all excited over a guy that they paid a lot of money for, who looked really good. I wanted to get him as a client because he looks so good. I mean, kind of like this guy, only a foot taller. Okay, Dwight Howard. He was just a great guy. He had big bowling ball deltoids. He looked like he had 3 heads. He was just incredible. If you don't know who Dwight Howard is, no big deal. This is not going to make anymore. But I called this exercise, and I can't legally call it. I had to give it a different name on my manual. I called it the Dwight Howard punch because if you were a Laker fan, you wanted to punch Dwight Howard, okay? And if you were going to punch Dwight Howard, I'm 6'5", but if I was going to punch Dwight Howard, I would have to punch up to hit him because he's about 7'1", a lot taller than I am. So, kind of like the opposite of the grave digger, one hand in the front, one hand in the middle of the handle of the mace. If your left hand is holding the back of the mace, your left foot is forward, and you punch up.
Like the opposite of the grave.
And you punch up. Okay, does it have a self-defense application? Let's see. Does it have a self-defense application? Yes, it does. Okay? Not that we're going to do that. We're all going to get so big and strong like he is that no one's going to come up and put their hands on our neck anyway. Okay? Thank you.
So Rick, you want to go over the hand positions?
The hand position. Mace is upside down like this. One hand here. One hand in the middle. If your right hand is in the middle, your right foot is in the back. Your left foot is in front. You get up behind you and punch right hard in the face. You get up behind you.
And so you notice how Rick has to shift his weight from the front to the back when he does this?
Yes, notice how I shift my weight, and notice also at the top, if you hold it for a second, your abdominals will support it. Okay?
Yes.
Don't want to take it across.
No, just straight forward.
Your other hand real close to your face. This should be your hand position there.
Michelle, lean back. Okay? Lean back. Activate your abdominals. There you go. There, perfect. There you go.
Hold, punch. Reset, hold, punch.
Okay, your right hand is in front.
Hold it up, push. The other hand with a punch. Opposite.
There you go. Now, exactly. Now at that point right there, okay, we need to get a film crew right here. I'm going to have Michelle assist me. Christina. Sorry. Okay. Okay. She was doing what I would like to have taught next, and I will. With this movement, I was focusing on the punch. One thing that I noticed that Christina was doing was she was focusing on the back part, like what Mark DeGrasse wanted me to call the paddle board. You'll find that everything with the mace is a push and pull. And we're just experimenting with different angles. I was just showing you guys this angle, and she was showing me this angle. Okay, can you
Show me that angle.
No, I don't be able to do it.
You're going to do it, mate.
Got a great angle.
I told her. In that angle.
Okay, slowly, go back, slowly, go back. Okay, yeah. Now, really push this. Go back up. Really. That's the movement. Working right there.
Now, if you want to make that harder, take your hand that's closer to the ball, bring it away from the ball.
This is leverage training. So let's all try that. I'm watching you here. Good job. This is a testosterone alley over here. You guys are
Yeah, I had it.
The mace is an intuitive tool. A year from now, I would like all of you people to email me with whatever ideas you have of what you have discovered, and however you want to present it. I encourage you to do so. This is by no means the last word on the mace. You guys will all come up with your own releases. She's a sword fighter, she'll have it correct. He's a son of a water, he'll come up with the sword release of the mace. He's a martial snatcher, he's going to do it. Mr. Romick, put your right hand up closer to your left hand. There you go. There you go. Now think of that. And more sweat comes out.
Yeah, sweat it down. You got a nice angle too.
Keep going, John. We're filming.
So when you're
Too much like that. Well, it's not like extremely. He's sprayed it. Notice it's actually great. I know. It's not mine at all. You got your sleeve on it. I can do
So as a general rule, whenever you have a weight in your hand, you really don't want your spine doing a whole lot of work to maintain the leverage. So make sure it's coming from your hips on that back angle and not your spine. Make sense? Unless you don't like your spine, in which case go for it. Yeah, that's beautiful.
This is the backside. And there's basically two moves they do with the gut down, or the mace. And I'm going to teach it to you now. They're very similar. One you do with any size mace, and one you do with a heavy mace, or heavy for you. Okay? And the one that you can do with any size mace, I'll teach first. And it's called the 360 because it goes around your body 360 degrees. So I would like all of you to stand up. And pick up put the head of the mace close to your chin as you can. Okay? Make sure you've got plenty of room. Okay, we're going to start walking it up to where we feel comfortable. Now, whatever hand is on top, and it doesn't matter. If you have any reservations about doing this movement, you think you might not do it right, go ahead and okay? Choke up. That's good. That's good. Now, whatever hand is on top, my left hand is on top. That means I will go over the opposite shoulder. And it will go down. And just let it go down. And then you pull, and it comes around the other shoulder. Straight up. The head of the mace is never far forward and never far behind. If it is, you're going to lose it. Okay? Pretend you're in a corridor. There's a plate glass right here and a plate glass right here. You're always in a corridor. If you look, you see where that window is? The head of this mace, and I'm using this one with the heavy one. In fact, the heavier it gets, the better your technique is. It has to be. Okay? You can play around with a lightweight. When it gets heavy, and you're serious, no, everything's got to down in. Look at the dimensions of that window right there. The head of this mace will never go far here or far there. It's always right here. Okay? Let's all try it slowly. One repetition. Down and around.
Think about doing this first. Drop.
Now actually when you're doing this, I'm working right now, I'm resting. I'm working. I'm resting. I'm working. It is a dump, a drag, and a pull. Dump, a drag, and a pull.
All happens in one motion. First thing it has to do is pull that.
So you guys know how
The dump it, drag. Dump it, drag and pull. Dump it, drag and pull. Now you notice, it is my sides, scapular retractors, and my infraspinatus, and all those back muscles with the funny names are doing the work. Actually, my hands are just holding on. So, let's give it a try. Right? Not directly back. Slightly back. To the side. Step forward, Mr. Rowan, please. Just for safety. This is not going to go back in. It's going out to the side. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. That's it. And the way you make sure that it stays close to you, and he's not one of us, he's an Englishman. We go and get better. Very impressive. He didn't do that.
Oh, no, he didn't. He couldn't do it.
He didn't do 360.
Yeah, just get bumped up, it's going to Vegas tomorrow. So. Vegas is the first time.
Oh, he's never been there.
No.
You're not missing.
That was good. That was very, very good.
It's nice to see the awe on the faces of you guys.
Well, it's great that the other one has seen you that. Nobody knows people that never showed you. I mean, I think it's probably fine. I want to do it.
So you do.
Do it practice.
So I would encourage you, if you get an evil monkey mace, which you should, get the longest handle that you can. Don't start off using it like he is. Start off choking up like Christine M. Johnson is. Okay?
Oh, set a challenge now, guy. Come on.
I know.
You know?
I'm going to try once.
Woo! Oh, very good.
Get one.
Yes.
Nice.
Just need a little bit of time.
Look at this, look at this. Testosterone-fueled rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's no need to put water in this one. He's got that one.
Anyone who can do 100 swings with that gets a free back row from the front.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If you can do 100 swings with that, I'll give you this one. Take it home. Go ahead, baby.
You are that consistent, yeah?
Yep.
360s or 10?
360 or 10 2?
Either one. Either one.
360.
I feel Jared.
360.
We have a challenge.
Awesome. Come on.
No, I can't swim.
You got no way.
And ideally, I'd like him to have to only again like this, but he doesn't have to because I feel very generous.
Gotta take that base.
Now, when you guys are doing this, remember, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax, pull. You're not working all the time.
Yeah, he just sent it on his own. Oh, yeah.
99, 100.
1,000. So controlling the ball. Look at that stud.
It's all yours, man.
It'd be better if you count the family as they go by.
Anybody want to film from that? Got a dog county?
And if you can film, it's easy to put motor oil in it because it's a little more heavy.
You put Guinness in
I'll tell you one thing. He did about 63 more reps than anyone else we've ever done this in front of.
That's right.
He's done about 63 more.
Nobody touches it.
Okay.
Nobody wants to even touch it.
The last one we did, we had a big buffed out guy, Ruben, the bodybuilder, who did like the barbarian squat. He did a few things with it, but he wasn't going to spin it. And this guy made it look like a back scratcher. I'm really impressed.
Nice job.
Can you make me though?
Can I?
Oh.
I don't know. I'll try. Let's try. Right now, no warm up. How many did you get?
You got 65. 61, 61.
What? This is the last thing. Just watch this game.
I believe in this form. Oh, you're good. I got 65.
All right, here we go.
Rick, you want to be on the hard surface for your footing?
Rik Brown. Rik Brown.
Go.
1.
2, 3, 4. Don't fall asleep, Rick. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
My hair messed up?
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41,
If you'll notice, I'm holding it at the end.
43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, not even breathing hard, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60,
60, brother.
61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66,
Bloody one, baby!
67, 68,
many did you do?
30 more.
72 more.